Question 1. What year did the Romans first invade Britain? A. 55 BC, B. 43 AD, C. 1066 AD, D. 1215 AD. Answer: B. 43 AD. The Romans first invaded Britain in 43 AD under the command of Emperor Claudius. Question 2. Which document, signed in 1215, established the principle that the king was not above the law? A. The Domesday Book, B. the Charter of Liberties, C. the Magna Carta, D. the Bill of Rights. Answer: C. the Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, the Magna Carta established the principle that the king was not above the law. Question 3. Who was the English monarch during the Spanish Armada in 1588? A. Queen Elizabeth I, B. Queen Victoria, C. King James I, D. King Henry VIII. Answer: A. Queen Elizabeth I. She was the monarch during the Spanish Armada's unsuccessful attempt to invade England in 1588. Question 4. Describe the main outcome of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. A. The establishment of parliamentary democracy, B. the abdication of King James II, C. the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, D. the signing of the Magna Carta. Answer: B. the abdication of King James II. The Glorious Revolution led to the abdication of James II and the ascension of William III and Mary II to the English throne. Question 5. What were the two main sides in the English Civil War of the 17th century? A. The Royalists and the Parliamentarians, B. the Cavaliers and the Roundheads, C. the Tories and the Whigs, D. the Anglicans and the Puritans. Answer: B. the Cavaliers and the Roundheads. These were the two main sides in the English Civil War, with the Royalists, Cavaliers, supporting the king and the Parliamentarians, Roundheads supporting the Parliament. Question 6. Name the king who was executed at the end of the English Civil War. A. Charles I, B. Charles II, C. James I, D. James II. Answer: A. Charles I. He was executed in 1649 following the defeat in the Civil War. Question 7. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War II? A. Winston Churchill, B. Neville Chamberlain, C. Clement Attlee, D. Stanley Baldwin. Answer: B. Neville Chamberlain. He was the Prime Minister at the start of World War II, known for his policy of appeasement towards Nazi Germany. Question 8. What was the impact of the War Act of 1699 on the British and American economies? A. It restricted wool production in the colonies. B. It boosted the textile industry in Britain. C. Both and B. D. None of the above. Answer: C. Both and B. The War Act of 1699 restricted wool production in American colonies and boosted the textile industry in Britain. Question 9. During which years did the Victorian era take place? A. 1714 to 1830. B. 1837 to 1901. C. 1901 to 1910. D. 1819 to 1901. Answer B. 1837 to 1901. The Victorian era spanned from 1837, when Queen Victoria ascended the throne, until her death in 1901. Question 10. Name the ship that carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America. A. The Mayflower. B. The Santa Maria. C. The Beagle. D. The Endeavour. Answer A. The Mayflower. The ship that carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620 was the Mayflower. Question 11. What historical event is commemorated on Guy Fawkes Night? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The restoration of the monarchy. C. The Gunpowder Plot. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer C. The Gunpowder Plot. Guy Fawkes Night commemorates the foiling of the Gunpowder Plot in 1605, in which Guy Fawkes attempted to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 12. Who was the reigning monarch when the union between England and Scotland was formed? A. Queen Anne. B. King James I. C. King Edward I. D. Queen Elizabeth I. Answer A. Queen Anne. The Acts of Union were passed during her reign in 1707, formally uniting England and Scotland into Great Britain. Question 13. What is the significance of the Battle of Hastings? A. It resulted in French domination of England. B. It was the last successful invasion of England. C. It led to the establishment of the Church of England. D. Both and B. Answer D. Both and B. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was significant because it resulted in Norman, French, domination of England and marked the last successful invasion of England. Question 14. Name the king associated with the Reformation in England. A. Henry VIII. B. Edward VI. C. James I. D. Charles I. Answer A. Henry VIII. He is known for initiating the English Reformation, which led to the separation of the Church of England from the Roman Catholic Church. Question 15. What treaty ended the First World War for Britain? A. The Treaty of Paris. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Westphalia. D. The Treaty of Tordesillas. Answer B. The Treaty of Versailles. This treaty officially ended World War I for Britain and the Allied powers in 1919. Question 16. What were the key provisions of the Bill of Rights in 1689? A. Establishment of frequent parliaments. B. Right to bear arms for self-defence. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer C. Both A and B. The Bill of Rights of 1689 included provisions for frequent parliaments and the right to bear arms for self-defence among other rights. Question 17. Who was the British monarch during the Battle of Waterloo? A. George III. B. George IV. C. William IV. D. Victoria. Answer: A. George III. He was the monarch during the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, where Napoleon was defeated. Question 18. Name the queen who oversaw the expansion of the British Empire to its zenith. A. Queen Victoria. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. Queen Mary. D. Queen Anne. Answer: A. Queen Victoria. During her reign, the British Empire expanded to its largest territorial extent. Question 19. Who discovered penicillin, and in what year? A. Alexander Fleming, 1928. B. Marie Curie, 1898. C. Isaac Newton, 1665. D. Charles Darwin, 1831. Answer: A. Alexander Fleming, 1928. Penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928, marking a major advancement in medical science. Question 20. What was the primary reason for the English colonization of Australia? A. To expand the British Empire. B. As a penal colony. C. To establish a new trade route. D. All of the above. Answer: B. As a penal colony. Australia was initially colonized by the British as a penal colony to relieve overcrowded prisons in Britain. Question 21. What was the main consequence of the Act of Union 1707? A. Unification of England and Scotland. B. Independence of Wales. C. Establishment of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. D. Both A and C. Answer: D. Both A and C. The Act of Union 1707 led to the unification of England and Scotland under one Parliament, establishing the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 22. Who were the Chartists, and what did they advocate for? A. A group advocating for women's suffrage. B. A workers' movement demanding the right to vote. C. Artists promoting cultural reforms. D. Scientists seeking academic freedom. Answer: B. A workers' movement demanding the right to vote. The Chartists were a working-class movement in the 19th century that sought political reforms, including the right to vote. Question 23. What significant legal reform did the Great Reform Act of 1832 introduce? A. Abolition of slavery. B. Expansion of the electoral franchise. C. Establishment of labor laws. D. Creation of the welfare state. Answer: B. Expansion of the electoral franchise. The Great Reform Act of 1832 significantly widened the scope of the electoral franchise, allowing more men to vote. Question 24. During which conflict was the charge of the Light Brigade? A. The Napoleonic Wars. B. The Crimean War. C. World War I. D. The Boer War. Answer: B. The Crimean War. The charge of the Light Brigade occurred during the Battle of Balaclava in the Crimean War. Question 25. Who was the first woman to be elected to the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Emmeline Pankhurst. D. Angela Lansbury. Answer B. Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor was the first woman to take a seat as a Member of Parliament in the House of Commons in 1919. Question 26. What did the Emancipation Act of 1833 achieve? A. Gave women the right to vote. B. Abolished the slave trade within the British Empire. C. Abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. D. Granted independence to American colonies. Answer C. Abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. The Emancipation Act of 1833 abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. Question 27. Who was Britain's longest reigning monarch before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. Queen Mary. D. King Henry VIII. Answer A. Queen Victoria. Before Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch, ruling for 63 years. Question 28. What was the primary cause of the Jacobite rebellions? A. Disputes over religious freedoms. B. Attempts to restore the Stuart monarchy. C. Economic disparities in Scotland. D. Expansion of the British Empire. Answer B. Attempts to restore the Stuart monarchy. The Jacobite rebellions were attempts by the supporters of the deposed Stuart king, James II, and his descendants to regain the throne. Question 29. Name the treaty that recognized American independence from Britain. A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of London. Answer A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. This treaty ended the American Revolutionary War and recognized American independence from Britain. Question 30. What were the Corn Laws and when were they repealed? A. Trade laws imposing tariffs on imported grain, repealed in 1846. B. Laws governing the export of corn, repealed in 1824. C. Agricultural reforms, repealed in 1832. D. Environmental regulations, repealed in 1850. Answer A. Trade laws imposing tariffs on imported grain, repealed in 1846. The Corn Laws were designed to protect British grain producers from cheap imports, but were repealed amid economic hardship and public protest. Question 31. Who was the Prime Minister responsible for the welfare state reforms post-World War II? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Clement Attlee. The Attlee government, 1945 to 1951, initiated significant social reforms and established the foundations of the modern welfare state in Britain. Question 32. Describe the main achievements of the suffragette movement. A. Achieved voting rights for all women. B. Achieved voting rights for women over 30. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer: C. Both A and B. The suffragette movement was crucial in achieving voting rights for women, initially for those over 30 and later for all women. Question 33. What year did the Great Fire of London occur? A. 1666. B. 1605. C. 1756. D. 1843. Answer: A. 1666. The Great Fire of London occurred in 1666 and devastated much of the city. Question 34. Who was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain? A. Robert Walpole. B. William Pitt the Younger. C. Benjamin Disraeli. D. Neville Chamberlain. Answer: A. Robert Walpole. Often regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain, Walpole served from 1721 to 1742. Question 35. What was the main impact of the Black Death on medieval England? A. It led to significant population decline. B. It caused economic prosperity. C. It initiated the English Civil War. D. It promoted technological advancements. Answer: A. It led to significant population decline. The Black Death caused a massive population decline in England, severely impacting society and the economy. Question 36. What movement led to the creation of the Commonwealth of Nations? A. The British Empire's decline post-World War II. B. The American Revolution. C. The English Reformation. D. The Industrial Revolution. Answer: A. The British Empire's decline post-World War II. The transformation of the British Empire into the Commonwealth of Nations was largely due to decolonization efforts after World War II. Question 37. Which British scientist is credited with formulating the laws of motion? A. Charles Darwin. B. Isaac Newton. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Michael Faraday. Answer: B. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton is famous for formulating the laws of motion, foundational to classical mechanics. Question 38. Name the battle in which Admiral Nelson died. A. The Battle of Trafalgar. B. The Battle of Waterloo. C. The Battle of Britain. D. The Battle of the Nile. Answer: A. The Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Nelson died in 1805 during the Battle of Trafalgar, a decisive naval engagement against the combined fleets of France and Spain. Question 39. What was the primary purpose of the Human Rights Act 1998? A. To establish the European Union. B. To codify protections under the European Convention on Human Rights. C. To initiate Brexit. D. To reform the British educational system. Answer: B. To codify protections under the European Convention on Human Rights. The Human Rights Act 1998 was enacted to incorporate into UK law the rights contained in the European Convention on Human Rights. Question 40. Who were the main participants in the Wars of the Roses? A. The Houses of York and Lancaster. B. The Houses of Tudor and Stuart. C. The houses of Hanover and Windsor. D. The houses of Plantagenet and Tudor. Answer A. The houses of York and Lancaster. The Wars of the Roses were a series of English civil wars for control of the throne of England, fought between the rival houses of York and Lancaster. Question 41. What significant event did the Battle of Britain refer to during World War II? A. The aerial combat over the English Channel. B. The bombing of London and other cities. C. The defense against Germany's air force. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. The Battle of Britain refers to the significant World War II event involving aerial combat, focused on defending Britain against the German Air Force's extensive bombing. Question 42. What reforms did the Factory Acts bring about during the Industrial Revolution? A. Reduced working hours for children. B. Improved safety standards in factories. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer C. Both A and B. The Factory Acts were legislation passed to improve conditions for workers in factories, including reducing working hours for children and improving safety standards. Question 43. What caused the English Reformation under Henry VIII? A. Political conflict with the Pope. B. Desire to remarry. C. Both A and B. D. Economic reasons. Answer C. Both A and B. The English Reformation under Henry VIII was driven by his desire to remarry and his political conflicts with the Pope. Question 44. Who was the Prime Minister during the Falklands War? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Harold Wilson. C. Tony Blair. D. John Major. Answer A. Margaret Thatcher. She was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during the Falklands War in 1982. Question 45. Describe the main purpose of the Elizabethan Poor Law. A. To provide pensions for the elderly. B. To establish workhouses for the poor. C. To support the unemployed with financial aid. D. To organize poor relief and manage paupers. Answer D. To organize poor relief and manage paupers. The Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601 established a system for the relief of the poor, which included the creation of workhouses and the provision of aid. Question 46. What year did women over the age of 30 gain the right to vote in Britain? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1939. D. 1945. Answer A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote in Britain in 1918 through the Representation of the People Act. Question 47. What significant change occurred in the British monarchy in 1936? A. Queen Victoria's death. B. The abdication of King Edward VIII. C. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. D. The marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Answer B. The abdication of King Edward VIII. His abdication in 1936 was a significant event because it led to his brother, George VI, becoming the king. Question 48. What was the Beveridge Report, and why was it significant? A. A report on the effects of the Black Death. B. A document outlining the need for social insurance. C. A plan that led to the establishment of the National Health Service. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Both B and C. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined the need for widespread social insurance and was the basis for the establishment of the welfare state, including the National Health Service. Question 49. Who was responsible for the establishment of the National Health Service in Britain? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Aneurin Bevan. D. Margaret Thatcher. Answer C. Aneurin Bevan. As Minister of Health in the post-war Labour government, Aneurin Bevan was the driving force behind the establishment of the National Health Service in 1948. Question 50. Name the British explorer who claimed Australia for Britain. A. James Cook. B. Francis Drake. C. Walter Raleigh. D. John Cabot. Answer A. James Cook. Captain James Cook is credited with claiming Australia for Britain during his voyage in 1770. Question 51. What was the purpose of the Tolpuddle Martyrs in the 1830s? A. To protest against the rise in tea prices. B. To fight for workers' rights and fair wages. C. To oppose the monarchy. D. To promote educational reform. Answer B. To fight for workers' rights and fair wages. The Tolpuddle Martyrs were a group of farm workers who formed a trade union and were arrested in 1834, becoming symbols of the labour movement. Question 52. Describe the main outcome of the Battle of Agincourt. A. Victory for the French in the 100 Years' War. B. A decisive victory for English forces under Henry V. C. The capture of Joan of Arc. D. The end of the War of the Roses. Answer B. A decisive victory for English forces under Henry V. The Battle of Agincourt in 1415 was a major English victory against the French during the 100 Years' War. Question 53. Who was the British monarch during the 7 Years' War? A. George II. B. George III. C. Elizabeth I. D. Henry VIII. Answer A. George II. He was the monarch at the start of the 7 Years' War, which lasted from 1756 to 1763. Question 54. What were the main terms of the Treaty of Versailles concerning Germany? A. Reparations and territorial losses. B. Military restrictions and war guilt clause. C. Both A and B. D. Establishment of the League of Nations. Answer C. Both A and B. The Treaty of Versailles imposed reparations, territorial losses, military restrictions, and the war guilt clause on Germany after World War I. Question 55. What was the significance of the Habeas Corpus Act? A. It allowed for the arrest without trial. B. It codified the procedures of the parliamentary system. C. It established the principle that no one could be held in prison without first being charged with a specific crime. D. It created the first police force in London. Answer. C. It established the principle that no one could be held in prison without first being charged with a specific crime. The Habeas Corpus Act of 1679 is a cornerstone of English common law and personal liberties. Question 56. Who led the British government during the Suez Crisis? A. Winston Churchill. B. Anthony Eden. C. Harold Macmillan. D. Clement Attlee. Answer. B. Anthony Eden. He was the Prime Minister during the Suez Crisis in 1956, which was a pivotal moment in post-war British foreign policy. Question 57. What was the primary focus of the Good Friday Agreement? A. To establish a power-sharing government in Scotland. B. To address economic disparities in Wales. C. To end the conflict in Northern Ireland. D. To promote trade between Ireland and England. Answer. C. To end the conflict in Northern Ireland. The Good Friday Agreement, signed in 1998, was aimed at ending decades of conflict in Northern Ireland and establishing a power-sharing government. Question 58. Name the king associated with the dissolution of the monasteries. A. Henry VIII. B. Edward VI. C. Charles I. D. James I. Answer. A. Henry VIII. He is known for the dissolution of the monasteries during the English Reformation, which took place between 1536 and 1541. Question 59. What significant event is marked by the annual celebration of Burns Night in Scotland? A. The signing of the Act of Union. B. The birth of Robert Burns, Scottish poet. C. The Battle of Stirling Bridge. D. The coronation of Mary, Queen of Scots. Answer. B. The birth of Robert Burns, Scottish poet. Burns Night is celebrated annually in Scotland on January 25th to honour the birth of the poet Robert Burns. Question 60. What was the primary cause of the English Bill of Rights? A. To establish the Church of England. B. To resolve the conflicts from the Glorious Revolution. C. To grant independence to American colonies. D. To reform the electoral system. Answer. B. To resolve the conflicts from the Glorious Revolution. The English Bill of Rights in 1689 was enacted to address issues from the Glorious Revolution and set limits on the powers of the Crown. Question 61. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Theresa May. C. Nancy Astor. D. Angela Merkel. Answer. A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 62. What major change did the Representation of the People Act 1928 achieve? A. It granted voting rights to all men and women over the age of 21. B. It lowered the voting age to 18. C. It allowed women to run for Parliament. D. It abolished property requirements for men. Answer. A. It granted voting rights to all men and women over the age of 21. The Representation of the People Act 1928 extended equal voting rights to all adults over the age of 21. Question 63. During which war did the Battle of the Somme occur? A. World War I. B. World War II. C. The Crimean War. D. The Napoleonic Wars. Answer A. World War I. The Battle of the Somme was one of the largest battles of World War I, with over 1 million men wounded or killed, making it one of the bloodiest battles in human history. Question 64. Who was the scientist behind the theory of evolution by natural selection? A. Isaac Newton. B. Albert Einstein. C. Charles Darwin. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer C. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is famous for his theory of evolution by natural selection, detailed in his 1859 book On the Origin of Species. Question 65. What was the main aim of the Home Rule movement in Ireland? A. To integrate Ireland into the United Kingdom. B. To establish an independent Irish Parliament. C. To promote Irish culture and language. D. To support the British monarchy in Ireland. Answer B. To establish an independent Irish Parliament. The main aim of the Home Rule movement was to achieve self-government for Ireland within the United Kingdom. Question 66. Name the British physicist who theorized about black holes in the 20th century. A. Isaac Newton. B. Albert Einstein. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Niels Bohr. Answer C. Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was a British physicist known for his work on black holes and his theory about their radiation, known as Hawking radiation. Question 67. What year did the Great Depression start impacting the United Kingdom? A. 1929. B. 1939. C. 1945. D. 1955. Answer A. 1929. The Great Depression began affecting the United Kingdom around 1929, following the stock market crash in the United States. Question 68. Describe the main provisions of the Treaty of Union 1707. A. It unified England and Scotland under a single monarch. B. It created a single parliament for Great Britain. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer C. Both A and B. The Treaty of Union 1707 unified England and Scotland under a single monarch and created a single parliament, the Parliament of Great Britain. Question 69. What was the main goal of the Slavery Abolition Act 1833? A. To abolish the slave trade in the British Empire. B. To abolish slavery throughout the British Empire. C. To compensate former slave owners. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Both B and C. The Slavery Abolition Act 1833 abolished slavery throughout the British Empire and provided compensation to former slave owners. Question 70. Who was in power during the decolonization of Africa and the Caribbean? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Harold Macmillan. D. Margaret Thatcher. Answer: C. Harold Macmillan. He was in power during the key period of the decolonization of Africa and the Caribbean in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Question 71. What was the role of Britain in the creation of the United Nations? A. Britain was among the original member states. B. Britain hosted the first meeting. C. Britain drafted the UN Charter. D. All of the above. Answer: A. Britain was among the original member states. It played a significant role in the establishment and shaping of the United Nations after World War II. Question 72. What law first allowed workers in the UK to form trade unions? A. The Combination Act of 1800. B. The Trade Union Act of 1871. C. The Employment Act of 1948. D. The Industrial Relations Act of 1971. Answer: B. The Trade Union Act of 1871. This law officially recognized trade unions and allowed workers to organize without fear of prosecution. Question 73. What was the role of the Petition of Right, 1628, in shaping British constitutional law? A. It affirmed the right to bear arms. B. It set forth the rights against non-parliamentary taxation and arbitrary imprisonment. C. It established the principle of judicial independence. D. It defined the roles of the monarchy and parliament. Answer: B. It set forth the rights against non-parliamentary taxation and arbitrary imprisonment. The Petition of Right was a significant document that influenced the development of constitutional law in Britain. Question 74. What are the main celebrations during the UK's Remembrance Day? A. Fireworks and parades. B. Poppies worn to remember the fallen. C. A national moment of silence. D. Both B and C. Answer: D. Both B and C. Remembrance Day in the UK is marked by wearing poppies and observing a national moment of silence to honour those who have died in wars. Question 75. What significant changes were introduced by the Reform Act of 1832 regarding the British electoral system? A. It extended the franchise to rural landowners. B. It redistributed parliamentary seats. C. It introduced secret balloting. D. Both A and B. Answer: D. Both A and B. The Reform Act of 1832 extended the franchise to more men in rural areas and redistributed parliamentary seats to reflect changes in population distribution. Question 76. What was the main outcome of the Boer War for Britain? A. Britain lost control of South Africa. B. Britain gained control of South Africa. C. Britain established the Commonwealth. D. Britain withdrew from colonial affairs. Answer: B. Britain gained control of South Africa. The Boer War resulted in British victory and subsequent control over the Boer territories in South Africa. Question 77. What event in 1969 significantly impacted Northern Ireland's history? A. The Good Friday Agreement. B. The Easter Rising. C. the deployment of British troops to Northern Ireland. D. The establishment of the Northern Ireland Assembly. Answer C. The deployment of British troops to Northern Ireland. In 1969, British troops were deployed to maintain order during the period of intense civil rights protests and escalating violence, marking the start of the Troubles. Question 78. Who wrote the national anthem of the United Kingdom? A. William Blake. B. John Newton. C. Thomas Arne. D. Unknown. Answer D. Unknown. The authorship of God Save the King/Queen, the UK's national anthem, is traditionally unknown, although it has been attributed to several composers and lyricists over time. Question 79. What major event in 1952 changed the British monarchy? A. The abdication of Edward VIII. B. The death of King George VI. C. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. D. The marriage of Queen Elizabeth II. Answer B. The death of King George VI. His death in 1952 led to the ascension of his daughter, Elizabeth II, to the throne. Question 80. Who was the famous British Prime Minister known for his role in World War II? A. Neville Chamberlain. B. Winston Churchill. C. Clement Attlee. D. Anthony Eden. Answer B. Winston Churchill. Known for his leadership during World War II, Winston Churchill's speeches and policies significantly influenced the British war effort. Question 81. What was the primary result of the Enclosure Acts in Britain? A. The expansion of urban areas. B. The consolidation of land into fewer, larger farms. C. Increased agricultural efficiency. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Both B and C. The Enclosure Acts allowed for the consolidation of common lands into larger privately owned plots, leading to increased agricultural efficiency and changes in the rural economy. Question 82. What was the main reason for the creation of the British welfare state? A. To support the war effort during World War II. B. To address poverty and inequality following the Great Depression. C. To modernize the British economy. D. To compete with the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Answer B. To address poverty and inequality following the Great Depression. The foundation of the British welfare state was largely influenced by the desire to address social inequalities and provide security against unemployment, illness, and old age. Question 83. Name the act that abolished the death penalty in the UK in 1965. A. The Abolition of Capital Punishment Act. B. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act. C. The Criminal Justice Reform Act. D. The Human Rights Act. Answer B. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty Act. This act suspended the death penalty for murder in Great Britain and ultimately led to its permanent abolition. Question 84. Who was the architect behind London's rebuilding after the Great Fire? A. Christopher Wren. B. Inigo Jones. C. Nicholas Hawksmoor. D. John Vanbrugh. Answer A. Christopher Wren. Sir Christopher Wren played a major role in the rebuilding of London after the Great Fire of 1666, including designing the new St. Paul's Cathedral. Question 85. What significant change did the Sex Discrimination Act 1975 introduce? A. It allowed women to vote. B. It prohibited discrimination on the basis of sex or marital status. C. It mandated equal pay for equal work. D. It established maternity leave rights. Answer B. It prohibited discrimination on the basis of sex or marital status. The Sex Discrimination Act 1975 was pivotal in promoting gender equality in the workplace and wider society. Question 86. What treaty ended Britain's participation in the American Revolutionary War? A. The Treaty of Paris 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of London. Answer A. The Treaty of Paris 1783. This treaty concluded the American Revolutionary War and recognized the independence of the United States, ending Britain's involvement. Question 87. What was the primary reason for the establishment of the Commonwealth Games? A. To improve political relations within the Commonwealth. B. To celebrate the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. C. To promote friendly competition among Commonwealth nations. D. To replace the British Empire Games. Answer C. To promote friendly competition among Commonwealth nations. The Commonwealth Games were established to foster a sense of community and friendly competition among the nations of the Commonwealth. Question 88. Who was the British monarch during the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George V. C. King Edward VII. D. King George VI. Answer D. King George VI. He was the monarch when the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland was formally established following the union with Ireland in 1801 and the subsequent establishment of Northern Ireland. Question 89. What was the key event leading to the creation of the British Parliament? A. The Magna Carta. B. The Glorious Revolution. C. The Act of Union 1707. D. The English Civil War. Answer B. The Glorious Revolution. This event led to significant constitutional changes and established the foundation for the modern parliamentary system in Britain. Question 90. Name the act that formally ended the system of feudalism in England. A. The Statute of Merton. B. The Statute of Labourers. C. The Queer Emptors. D. The 10 Years' Abolition Act 1660. Answer D. The 10 Years' Abolition Act 1660. This act formally abolished feudal dues and tenures, significantly altering the landholding system in England.